Overview. General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, is the European Union legislation that protects your data. This video explains what data analysis higher education institutes are allowed to do with your data under GDPR and when your consent is needed. Data analysis covers two types of data processing. The first is cohort analysis, that is analyzing trends at the level of students' cohorts, for example, by class, year, school, or institute. The results give insights on general trends. For example, students in semester 1 that have attended less than 65% of classes by week 6 are likely to drop out. You cannot identify individuals in these results. The second is analysis for individual interventions. That is, using learning analytics to label or categorize individual learners in some way. For example, identifying an individual student as at risk because of their low attendance. This can affect an institute's interactions with this specific student. For example, the student may be offered specific support services or alternative educational pathways.
The GDPR legislation outlines the legal ways to process and analyse your data. 3 of these apply to higher education institutes. The first is a legitimate interest of the business. So using data about groups of students or cohort of students to improve teaching spaces, programme design, or to cater for student preferences falls within the legitimate scope of the business of higher education. Legitimate interest requires that students are informed about what data will be processed, by whom, and for what purposes. And while you must be informed about this, your consent is not needed. The second legal basis is informed consent, and consent is needed in the following 3 circumstances. If the data analysis results in an intervention with a specific student, you have the right to refuse interventions. Or if special category data is used, for example, race, religion, health, or sexual orientation. Or thirdly, if it's data that's not normally collected in the course of a student completing their studies, so for example, a voluntary questionnaire. And the third legal basis is performance of a contract. In the future, if data analytics becomes more embedded in higher education and becomes part of the services that students expect, it may become part of a necessary contract with students.
So in summary, analysis of student data at cohort level may be covered by legitimate interest, provided the data is used to improve the services we offer. Using data to inform individualised interventions, using special category data, or collecting additional data needs student consent.